To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, connecting you to more of what makes you happy. This is Kingdom Report Live. Hello, everybody. I'm Wade Heath, live from Burbank, here at the Warner Brothers Studios Media District in beautiful, sunny Southern California. The rest of the nation dealing with those 40-degree, 30-degree, 20-degree temps. Not us, though. Oh, no. In the 70s today. So you take that, you terrible, poor, sad Midwest. You take that. But grateful to have you along with us, of course. It is a wonderful Christmas week here in gorgeous Southern California and over in Orlando, where I believe it's also in the 70s, naturally, right? Because coast to coast, we do this coverage, and coast to coast, we have to be the same. So both of our destinations for Disney are in the 70-degree category. Give a big shout out, I should say, to our iHeartRadio listeners, as well as everybody on iTunes. We don't typically give that shout out. Usually we do this by video, and a lot of people just watch via YouTube or any other of our distribution services. But I know a lot of people also listen to this broadcast, and we definitely want to say thank you for making us a part of your weekly podcast listening experience, because that also is very important to us, and we're very grateful, very, very grateful. Who is we? Well, let me tell you. Katrina and Tyler, who normally sit to my right, are on vacation where else but in Walt Disney World. Yeah, they are enjoying themselves at this very moment. The Avatar Land, Pandora World of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And so with that in mind, we had to find a suitable replacement, somebody that can embody both of them at the same time, but has probably 10 times more talent. Don't tell them I said that. Christine Evans from The Sound of Magic. Hello.
Hello.
What a great honor it is to have you join us and come down from the Bay Area, it sounds like.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
It is a real pleasure to have you and your vocal talents to be here at the broadcast today. And then, of course, we can't forget our good friend, producer Kurtz.
Well, hello, Wade.
Well, hey, hello, Kurt.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm a little,
Turkey-headed?
Yeah, stuffed.
You're a little stuffed.
Yeah.
How funny. Is it because you ate a lot, or is it because you yourself are a bit of a turkey gobbler? Look at you.
Just a little bit, just
My goodness.
a little tiny bit.
Wow. And is your turkey also wearing tiny Santa hats?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of hard to see, but they have Santa hats on.
Whoa, look at you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the style. Looks like you're trying to compete with my Santa hat from last week. And
Yeah. I saw that and I had to go do something about it.
good.
You can't be the only one that has Christmas cheer around
That's
here.
right. Now we just have to get Tyler to figure out a way to get a hat on his head, because I don't think he knows the concept by good. Well, it's great to have you along with us for this Christmas special of Kingdom Report Live. And alongside me is that Christine Evans from The Sound of Magic. Christine, tell me a little bit about you, who you are. What is The Sound of Magic?
Absolutely. So I'm a musician and a singer-songwriter. I grew up in Canada, actually, and from a very young age, I always loved music and I loved singing. I remember when I was young, 6 or 7, sitting down at the piano and writing my first song. And so after that, with the support of my parents, I got to write and record my first album when I was 13, and then tour around Canada. I got to write lots more music with amazing writers in Canada as well as in Nashville. And now I have come to California and settled in the Bay Area, as you mentioned.
So, 7 years old, you picked up your first pen to write your first song?
Yes.
Is that's incredible? At the encouragement of anybody, or just because you wanted to?
Both, for
Wow.
sure. My parents always loved music. There was always music in our house. But I just remember I always just loved to create stories from nothing. It was just something that I loved to do in my spare time. And so I would sit down at the piano and just imagine how I could tell different stories and put music to them.
My goodness. Well, that's great. And so you mentioned that you toured over Canada, and so it sounds like you found yourself some success in the Great White North,
Yeah.
Martin Short Country, as we like to refer to it. So that's fantastic. So in Canada, what sort of music were you involved in? Like, what was your genre?
My genre was pop and singer-songwriter.
Very nice.
So I would write all of my own music. It was really important to me that I think that I wasn't just singing any music, but it was really music that was coming from my heart. And so with The Sound of Magic, my most recent project, I was traveling this summer, and one of my goals when I was traveling was to really refocus on my songwriting craft. And I was trying to find new ways to write different types of music. And so I had this idea where, what if I could write songs that were inspired by different Disney films and different Disney characters, kind of taking a different look at some of those stories that I know and love so well, but looking for moments where maybe there is an opportunity for a song to really lift up or represent that moment that doesn't yet exist.
Wow. So that's an interesting process right there, I bet. To be inspired by a movie, which many people are when it comes to Disney films. Most people are inspired by Disney films, I think. There's a certain dream is a wish your heart makes vibe to most
Absolutely.
films that come out of the Disney film vaults, the Disney film genre. And so knowing that you come from this background and knowing that now you're sort of investing yourself with The Sound of Magic, what's that process look like? Like, how do you pick which film inspires what? Do you just go about watching these films and go, you know what, I'm feeling something here? Or is it you look at a library of Disney films and go, I can see a song coming out of this? Like, what's your process like?
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit of both. I've seen lots of Disney films because I'm a big Disney fan. So, for example, one of my favorite films is the recent live-action version of Cinderella with
Yeah.
Lily James. So great. And but there's actually not a lot of vocal-driven music
Sure.
in that film. And so there's a particular moment in that movie that really moved me where Ella, when she's younger, she's with her mother, and her mother is passing away. And I loved that moment, and I imagined, what if there was a song that really represented the emotion of that moment and the guidance that her mother was trying to give her, and that Ella could then keep that song in her heart, as she went through the trials of life ahead. And so that's kind of how I think about coming up with some of those ideas.
And one of my absolute favorite live action remakes, too.
So
There's
good.
something very simple about that movie that I think, because it's not overblown with special effects and extra magic, I mean, even towards, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to ruin anything for you, but even towards the end where more magic starts to appear, it's not overbearing. It's a very simple story, kept in very simple terms, and it comes off so elegantly and just so beautiful. I can see how
Absolutely.
a movie like that would inspire you. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So on top of that, how does a song of yours go from idea to recorded product? Because your videos that you have, where you sing these songs for the world to hear, are very powerful, and you can feel your passion in them. From idea to recorded, what's that process like?
Yeah, so ultimately I put all of my songs on YouTube, and the process from coming up with the song and then recording it can be anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, which is definitely a pretty accelerated timeline in terms of producing music. But I'll start with, thinking about a story that I'm interested in writing about, or a moment, and I'll start with the music. So often I find I am most creative when I'm going for a walk. And And so I'll go for a walk and I'll start singing some melodies in my head. I'll start to think about the theme that goes with that melodies. And I'll get home, I'll open up my notebook and I'll work out the lyrics. And then I'll arrange and produce all the music that goes with that. That usually takes about a day or two. Then I'll record the vocals in another day. And then after that, figuring out how that can be translated into video. So sometimes it'll just be like a simple piano shot, or sometimes I'll think about, what could be like a backdrop or a scene outdoors, maybe in a forest or at the beach that can really represent that scene well. And then edit the video and get it online.
I mean, that is an accelerated process, I think, for original content, original songwriting too. Incredible from the sounds of it. And you sort of vow to do this on your channel 2 times a month, it looks like.
Yes.
That's incredible. I mean, that just sounds to me like that just, it almost seems overwhelming to have that constant pressure of like, I got to produce this. I got to get this out. I have to create something original from my own mind. And it has to be good. I think that's the other piece. Like, and it probably should be good, right?
No, it's definitely a bit of pressure, but I think I wanted to put a little bit of that pressure on myself with this project as kind of a challenge to myself on what I was capable of in terms of songwriting and producing new music.
Well, very good. Again, nice to have somebody with such talent here. We could all learn a thing or two probably, because I think we desperately need to know how to get talent. But one of my biggest questions for you when it comes to obviously a show like this, Disney parks, right? It's a place we cover from coast to coast in this broadcast. Tell me some of your favorite things. Are you a Disneylander? Are you a Disney Worlder? What is your Disney parks lifestyle like?
Absolutely. So I am definitely a Disneylander.
Ah, yes.
That's
very
my
nice.
park.
Very nice.
When I go to Disneyland, I love how when you go, you're just completely immersed in magic and fantasy and stories and the music that brings those stories alive. So when I go, I definitely love to go on the attractions, but I also love to just make sure that I can take the time to, I think, just really experience the park and experience some of the small things. Like, for example, I always love to go to Pooh's Corner and get one of those amazing candy apples, that they have there. That's always one of my moments. I love to walk down Main Street and go in all the little shops, enjoy a Dole Whip in front of the castle.
Of course.
Just like really, soak it all in.
Well, very good. Do you ever have a chance to get out to Disney World, or have you ever been to one of the parks, and do you prefer one over another?
I have been to Disney World. I love the new Pandora World of Avatar.
Pretty spectacular.
It's really spectacular. What they did with the design and the environment and the world that they were able to create there is really amazing. So
it is
that's a highlight.
one of those things that I think on paper I had concerns about, because I was like, this isn't even a Disney thing. This isn't even a Disney story, and they're creating a whole land around it. What's going to happen? And then it turned out to be so breathtaking. And I've never even seen Avatar, by the way. I'm one of those people where I haven't even seen the film. And so when I went, I know, calm down, Curt. When I went and explored Pandora for the first time and went on those attractions, I remember thinking to myself, this is probably not going to connect, right? I'm probably going to miss the whole boat on this, and it's not going to be for me. It's one of my favorite places in all of Walt Disney World now.
It's so beautiful, and both the rides are amazing. Even the river ride, right, which is it's a subtle ride. It's not there's not a lot of action, but the beauty of the world that they created there and the characters, the animatronic characters, are just
phenomenal.
Yeah. Really
well, very good.
impressive.
Nice reference point there. That Pandora World of Avatar. Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of people can agree on that. And a little bit later on here in the broadcast, you're going to be singing for us. Is that right?
Yes.
And what do we have to look forward to? What are you going to be singing?
I'm going to sing a recent song that I wrote that's inspired by the latest Frozen 2 movie. It's a song about the two sisters, Elsa and Anna, and their bond, and how they really are stronger when they're together. It's called Where You Go.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. That's going to be coming up here a little bit later on in the broadcast. But there's another member of our team who we have not yet referenced, and we can't go a broadcast without him. He is our Walt Disney World correspondent. His name is Gared Hassel, and it is time for this week's Gared on the Go as he filed this report from Walt Disney World and EPCOT.
What's up, everyone? I'm out here at Disney Springs about to go into the chaotic chaos that's going on over there. That is redundant, and it needs to be redundant because I'm about to go into the Christmas tree trail here at Disney Springs in Walt Disney World. It's just crazy right now. A few days before Christmas, everyone wants to see these trees that are themed like Disney attractions and movies. Walt, watch over me. Let's do this thing. Snow in Florida. The world's coming to an end. But over here you got the first tree, the Walt Disney World tree. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got the monorail. It's got Mickey bars. It's got stuff. Oh, you got Tower of Terror. You got Cinderella Castle, Epcot, and Tree of Life. The mini bow tree. Just got to go real fast because there's a lot of people. The mini bow tree, mini bow tree, mini bow tree, mini bow tree. Transition into the Beauty and the Beast tree, which they will not have any Gaston stuff.
Got it. Look at the tree. Look at the beautiful
Got Lumiere.
Beast tree.
Oh, you got the rose on top. Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty. Oh, the spinning wheel. And over here you got the Princess and the Frog. You just have to fight through the crowd. Go, go, go. You just gotta fight through that. Got that Mardi Gras feel to it. My girlfriend's favorite tree, because her name is Ariel, is going to be, of course, the Little Mermaid one. Thingamabobs aplenty. Oh, thingamabobs, I got 20. I apologize. Oh, and then you got the Ariel. Oh, the mirror. Oh, and you got Trident. The Diamond in the Rough. Aladdin. And then you've got Jafar's staff, and you got the genie coming out, bringing out all the magic. Boom. Frozen, no doubt, is stealing the show right now. Olaf's nose all over the place. Ice skating, snow, snow, snow. Oh, and then right there, reindeer. This tree will bring honor to us all because it is the Mulan tree. You got Mushu hanging out there with the cricket. Got the fans. And Fa Mulan right there. The first princess of them all, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You got their mind stuff going on. Gems and mirrors and all the other fun little things. It looks very woodsy, like Snow White. The You've Got a Friend of Me tree. Oh, you got that cat thing, and then you've got the Toy Story tree. Dressed in all is. Oh, it's got the Toy Story bulbs on there. Oh, and then you've got Luxo Jr. in there. Luxo Jr. going on right in there. You're not flying, you're falling with style. The first attraction tree, you've got I'm going to go with this is Storybook Circus. No, Haunted Mansion with the Bride and their Madame Leota. It'd be really creepy if those eyes blinked. The Haunted Mansion tree. How devilishly designed. The He's a Real Boy tree, you've got Pinocchio. Sold to the salt mines, that's nice. Oh, his nose grew out there. Pinocchio. Oh. Right there, you've got the official conscience. That should be a pin. Here, this is a tree dedicated to all of the villains. But again, no Gaston. Am I surprised? No, because he never gets any love. He's just, the best villain of them all. Well, he's more of a hero, but magic spells, Ursula's tentacles, Diablo from Sleeping Beauty. Got bottles and other stuff. Apple, poison, the villain. Cinderella came to play. Got a swan, pumpkins, the clock. It's almost on midnight, so we got to be careful about that. And the glass slipper as the tree topper. Those must be uncomfortable. Oh, but look at that little mice. Oh, and you can get your own glass slipper. Do you like circuses? Because Dumbo came to show you his circus. Oh, you got Dumbo. Peanuts. The grandstand and everything. And then right next to that, which doesn't really fit, you've got the Star Wars tree. I want Yoda's lightsaber. Oh, you've got Jawas, Porgs, Stormtroopers, BB-9Es, Kylo Ren. Oh, he's definitely on the naughty list. But X-Wings, BB-8 down there. Oh, and the man that honestly could be Santa Claus, if he were terrifying, he could choke people, Darth Vader. Oh, and you got Chewie's belt. Oh, and Yoda's staff. Love it! Off to the second ride, straight on some morning. You've got Jonathan's hat, you got Big Ben, you've got Wendy's bow, you've got Michael's bear, you got Tinka all up in there, you got swords, you got a pirate ship, you got treasure chests, the conch shell, and you've got mermaids that were only trying to drown her. That movie's darker than you think. The movie with the probably best soundtrack of all time is going to be The Lion King. Just the score is amazing. You got Elton John. I love it. It looks, oh, that's impressive right there. Rafiki's holding up Simba. Beautiful, beautiful job. Looks like you're in Africa. Remember who you are. Next to that, you got some flowers coming glowing. You got Rapunzel getting it on over here. Paintbrush, a book, the lantern. Is there a frying pan somewhere? Is there a frying pan? Frying pan? Frying pan? Frying pan? There's no frying pan and no Flynn Rider. I'm a little disappointed in that. Should be a frying pan. Step in time with Mary Poppins. You've got Bert and all the other chimney sweeps doing their thing. You got penguins. You've got that's practically perfect in every way. I dare say this is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with her cane up there. Oh, and the kite. All the feelings right now. All the feelings. Fantasia. The original Fantasia, not the 2001. Even though the 2001 was good, got Fantasia all going on in here. You got the buckets. You've got the mushrooms. You've got the sorcerer. Oh, Sorcerer Mickey, one of my favorites. As I escape the pandemonium and craziness that is the holidays here at the Christmas Tree Trail. There are 22 decorated Christmas trees. 22. I believe I got them all. If I didn't, well, my bad. I'm sorry. It was just really crazy in there. It could have been easily that I could have walked past them, but I believe I got all 22. I hope that you had fun going on that adventure with me. This has been a very, very exciting Gared on the go, and I'm a going. Peace out from the Christmas tree trail. Wade, back to you in the studio.
Do you know everything the ghost host is going to say before he says it? Are you ready to thank the Venetians each time you board Spaceship Earth? Can you recite Walt's opening day dedication speech? Then join the Kingdom team today, the influential legacy fan community featuring exclusive place that you are more than just another guest. You are a trusted theme park fan. Don't miss out. Join the Kingdom team right now by visiting the homepage at kingdomreportlive.com. That's kingdomreportlive.com. And now, back to the magic.
The one thing has arrived, and during this Christmas season, the one thing is a big question because we're here to discuss what one thing, the greatest thing, as a matter of fact, what is the greatest thing about Disneyland and Disney California Adventure at Christmas? One thing for each park, so I want to make that very clear. Here are the ground rules, okay? I think it's an important question because Christmas time at Disney parks from coast to coast is truly one of the most amazing times of year you can pick to visit. All of the magic of the Magic Kingdom is 10 times more magical at Christmas time. Here for this one thing is Christine Evans of The Sound of Magic. Christine.
All right, so my two favorite things about the Christmas season are lights and, of course, music.
Okay.
So, with that said, for Disneyland, I have to go with the It's a Small World light facade.
Oh.
I think it just really encapsulates the magic and the spirit of Christmas. And I think when I stand in front of it too, I feel nostalgia because I remember my dad always really loved to deck out our house with Christmas lights. And I think it's just so beautiful. And so I always make sure I take time to go visit that light facade. I think it's so beautiful.
So the facade itself, not necessarily Small World Holiday, the attraction.
Yes, I think I would say that. I love
Okay.
It's a Small World. It's definitely a classic attraction, but what they've been able to do with the facade, I mean, it's beautiful all year round.
Yeah.
I love it, but the way that it lights up with like all the different colors and, you know, the squares and the clock face, it looks so beautiful.
Have you ever seen the show that will run on the facade in the evening hours?
Oh, remind me.
So about every 15 minutes or so, there is a projection mapping show that will take place on the facade of It's a Small World. We've uploaded it recently to the Kingdom Reports Facebook page. So if you want to check that out, I would advise you to scroll down on that Facebook page. And I think we even have it as a spotlight video right now because it's so popular at the moment. But that's one of those things that really, if you're not expecting it, is a great surprise, really a nice treat, because it's kind of like a mini mad dash through Christmas and Hanukkah and like all of the holiday season within maybe a 2-minute clip, all mapped out on the facade of It's a Small World.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've gone to see that, actually.
You're only going to really see it during certain hours at night. So it only happens after, I think, like maybe an hour after the night parade, the Christmas Fantasy Parade, about an hour after that parade, you'll start to see the show happen, and it happens about every 15 minutes or so. So something new to look forward to.
Something new to look forward to. Thank
So the
you.
facade itself, very good.
Yeah.
And what about over at California Adventure?
So at California Adventure, I have to go with the World of Color holiday show, Season of
yes.
Light. I love World of Color. It's definitely, I think it's my favorite show at the Disneyland, Disney California Adventure parks. And at holiday time, it's set to Christmas music. So
Even
it's
better.
like the best of both worlds. You still get the amazing light and water display, but it's set to all my favorite Christmas classics. So I love that.
And for anybody that hasn't seen World of Color and the Christmas iterations, because it changes every couple of years, like they start to tweak it a little bit, they'll add a new theme, they'll throw things in, because one of the great things about World of Color is that they can do that. They can do it pretty easily too. And so one thing that I really like about that is it's on such an epic scale. You know, you just feel like you're being hugged by World of Color when you watch it, and because it just reaches out and wraps around you, and they keep adding new effects too, even new lighting and stuff like that to what used to be the big roller coaster, now the Incredicoaster. Now they have all kinds of lights and facade work on there to sort of complement World of Color.
Yeah.
So what a great pick.
Yeah, I love. Oh, and I love how they also bring in a lot of the classic Disney characters in the holiday version. There's a lot of Mickey and Donald and Pluto, which you don't actually get to see that much.
Your
in
Fab
some of the
Five.
shows.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
No, you're right. The classic characters seem to make a special appearance at Christmas, and they kind of they're the cornerstones, if you will, of the holiday season. So wonderful picks, very good. Producer Curt, let's talk to you. What is it when it comes to the greatest things about Disneyland and California Adventure at Christmas?
All right, so for me, Disneyland, it has to be the fireworks show. I look forward to it every year.
Yes.
Seeing it at night, it's cold, it's nice. You're bundling up, and you see the fireworks and all the music playing for all the different their Disney version of Christmas carols, and then it always gets me at the end when they play. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and then everywhere they start shooting out snow all across Main Street. It gives me goosebumps every year. I just love it so much just to see that magic coming to the Disneyland park.
That is a heck of a finale.
Yeah, it's just so amazing to me. It gets me every time. And you see all the kids looking up and going, "Oh my God, it's snowing! It's snowing!" It's not real snow, but
it's snowing.
To me, it is.
Yeah.
That just gets me for Disney.
It's real in my heart too, Curt.
Exactly. And then for California Adventure, it's got to be the festival of holidays, the food.
Oh yes.
I love the food there, the different types, and
you love food on your head.
Exactly.
Even,
this is quite obvious. So just to go around and trying different foods and spend the time. You hear the music while you're going to the different little kiosks and carts and everything, and it just gets me in the mood too.
Now tell me, when it comes to Disneyland and Believe in Holiday Magic, their fireworks spectacular there, I think it's been running a little over 15 years, 20 years. It's about as long as the parade has been running there, the Christmas Fantasy Parade. Is that something that you still like to go see because it brings you some sort of comfort nostalgia? Would you like to see it updated? Is that something that you enjoy because it's just a piece of tradition, or what is it?
Like I said, for me, it's that snow at the end.
So it's just the snow at the end.
You can do whatever you want at the beginning, as long as I get my snow at the end of that fireworks show.
It's because you live in LA.
Exactly. It's my closest thing to seeing snow. So that for me, it's the Christmas music and then just blaring that out and seeing the magic. Snow in LA, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And then when it comes to the Festival of Holidays and all of those food options that come with it, been able to try all of them this year or most of them? And what's your favorite?
I try to go to at least each kiosk and try one thing.
Yeah.
My wallet can't afford everything that Festival of Holidays has to offer. I wish.
Sure.
I get so close. I get the passport book too, and I get stamps.
Yeah.
Because at the end, you can get a stamp of completion. I have yet to actually get that stamp of completion. Someday I will.
You need that validation in life.
I do need that validation in life. I desperately need this to show that
Look at me.
I would have to say my favorite, though, I really like the reimagined Beef Wellington this year. It was really good.
Oh, that's a favorite of Tyler's too.
Yeah.
Right. He was mentioning that a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, he mentioned that.
Yeah.
It was really good.
How is it reimagined?
It's kind of like open-faced kind of a thing. It's got a Mickey head is the bread.
Of course.
And
Naturally.
and they put the Beef Wellington inside of it. So it's really good. I definitely would recommend it.
Pretty special.
Yeah.
Well, I would say for me, when it comes to Disneyland, it was a bit of a tie for me, just because kind of the route you were going, Curt, with the idea that that finale snowfall with the Believe in Holiday Magic fireworks. That's really special. It's not that though. It is the snowfall that gets progressively sort of more intense throughout the night leading up to that. I think the reason why I like the snowfall, and by the way, it was a tie between that or Christmas in New Orleans Square. Christmas in New Orleans Square, because it's so intricate and beautiful, and I just feel like the whole area, it's so small and intimate that you really feel the Christmas magic in that land. But I will go with my top being the nightly snowfall. So twice before you get to experience the finale snowfall of the fireworks, you experience two sort of randomized snowfalls that happen on Main Street. It is because most people don't expect it, and they don't advertise it. They don't put it out there. So what times these are happening? So one of the best parts about that being randomized, even though it happens at the same time every night, one of the best parts about it feeling randomized is it's sort of this natural, organic magic that happens and captivates everybody that might be on Main Street around the castle at that point. The reaction of children, the reaction of parents who suddenly become children, as the snowfall begins to make way to the ground, as the castle starts to light up like an icicle, as this spectacular music starts to play, the gorgeous music starts to play. There is nothing like that feeling. And I get chills every year when I experience that moment. But I think more so to look around and see the kids going up on the shoulders of the parents and everybody looking at this snow with the same childlike wonder. There aren't many moments throughout the year where I see that at a Disney park. You know, forget anywhere else. It's never going to happen anywhere else. But at a Disney park, there are so few moments where people's sort of suspension of belief happens. And it's all so public, and everybody's in the same area, and you can see everybody's reaction all at the same time. I'm sure it happens in attractions. I'm sure it happens in shows from time to time. But the fact that everybody's standing in the same place and doing this at the same time is truly something that I look forward to. And I love being a part of every year. When I'm there nightly, I just stay put right in the middle of Main Street, and I wait for that moment because something special happens to the Christmas tree in Town Square. Something special happens to the castle. And to be in the middle of it all, there's no other place I'd rather be in that moment. Pretty special. And then over at California Adventure, I would say that my one particular there would probably be, it's grown on me over time, Cars Land at Christmas time is something else. And
it's really well decorated there.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's one of the best themed Christmas lands now. They go hog wild for Halloween as well. And within like 2 days, it becomes Christmasified. But Cars Land at Christmas is like nothing people have ever seen. And I think a lot of people forget about that in the Christmas offerings.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think even Tow Mater, that ride, plays like Christmas music too.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tow Mater and then also Luigi's Casa de la Tires. They also play Christmas music that goes along with their attraction. So you have two sort of Christmas-themed rides that you can go on in Cars Land. And on top of it, they have all the music that will play that is custom created to be Christmas for cars, basically. So a lot of the hits that you know will be infused with car references. And so it's a total overall theming that just makes you go, all right, I've been transported to a different world. I'm in the world of cars here. I'm having a great time. And I think it's become one of my favorite places to hang out in California Adventure.
I love that. Yeah.
Have you ever experienced Cars Land Christmas?
You know, I haven't since the Cars Land World opened. I haven't been there at Christmas time, I think, actually.
Okay.
But I've seen on their blog, I've seen some of the pictures, and it looks so amazing the way they have, you know, the wreaths hung up and how the
white wall tire wreaths is what they are. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I love that land. I love how it's so unique in California Adventure. And you, like you said, kind of like Pandora, you know, you really feel like you're transported into this whole new world. So I can, you know, only imagine how that feels at Christmas time.
And Cars Land, you know, just in general is so captivating. In general, it's one of those lands that no matter where you look, you just see the canyons and you just see how well developed it all is for the sake of feeling like you're in a different place. And then to add a Christmas overlay on that and to have it work is really impressive. It's one of those things that is uniquely Disney. And I think why people love Disney parks so much, because when it's done right, that's the magic. That's the magic there. Awesome. So, and that would be our one thing for Disneyland and California Adventure Park when it comes to the greatest of Christmas. Stay tuned, because Gared is back. He's got the one thing. And as I had mentioned earlier, I said he was from EPCOT. No, he was obviously from Disney Springs. My bad. Forgot about that. He did a little shot from Disney Springs for all those Christmas trees. Now he's going to take you to EPCOT, where he wants to share with you some of the greatest things about the Festival of Holidays in Florida.
I've finally been given all the power, and I get to do my top 5 list today of the greatest things about the Festival of the Holidays here at EPCOT. Gonna be a good list. A lot of different activities and stuff. Almost fell. I caught myself. Let's get into it. So here's my list at number 5. You've got, over in France, you've got Père Noël, Father Christmas in French. It's just a nice meet and greet where you get to meet a French Santa. I love his robe, his gown. He looks fantastic, and yeah, Santa. I don't know. Does he eat cookies or does he eat macaroons? But yeah, Père Noël over in France is my number 5. Moving on to number 4. Number 4 is going to be Daruma. Over in Japan, right over there. I love the story of the good fortune that comes from the new year about having to clean the house and all the good fortune that comes onto you, and how you make a wish, you put a pupil in the eye, and then if it comes true, another dot. But if not, well, you always have next year. But yeah, the Daruma story is wonderful. I actually did not know that about the Japanese culture. I love how it's tied into Buddhism, which is one of the world's largest religions, and one I've actually studied very much. So I love that. On to number 3. Number 3 is going to be the Chinese lion dancers over in China, if you can tell by the name. And over there, it's just a colorful show. It's bright. It's energetic. It really makes you just want to celebrate and have a good time. Chinese New Year and Chinese celebration is just a great time. And at New Year's over there, that is the party to be at. They've got a killer dance party going on over there with lights, lasers, and all that other good stuff. So China knows how to party for sure. My number 2 is, it's probably going to be shocking to you folks, is going to be the candlelit processional. While this is the marquee item for this entire park, like, it's good, but like pretty much the thing that makes or breaks it is the host, just because the host can add a certain energy to it. Like Neil Patrick Harris, I've no doubt, does a phenomenal job just because it's Neil Patrick Harris. Also, I'm sure Warwick Davis and the other fantastic folks that do it too are amazing. But like, I don't know, it's pretty much the same show year after year after year, with some, maybe a few slight changes. But yeah, Candlelit Processional, number 2, still a great show. Beautiful, like hauntingly beautiful. Not haunting, that's an inappropriate word, but it's just a beautiful show where you just are filled with the love and emotion coming from those wonderful singers. And then finally, number 1, boom, it's probably the funniest show that they have here at Epcot, and that is going to be the Barn Santa over in Norway. He is just so full of life and energetic, doing the boop and like messing around, and man, they really bring that show together. Even though that's the same show year after year, every year it's like it's like the first time I'm watching it, it just has energy, it's laughter, it's fun, it's lighthearted, and it's like, we often just focus on like Santa with his sleigh. No one ever gives Barn Santa any love. I like Barn Santa as long as he doesn't play a trick on me. But yeah, that is my top 5 list. Again, number 5, Père Noël over there in France. Number 4, Daruma in Japan. Number 3, Lion Dancers over in China. Awesome parties on New Year. Number 2, the Candle Processional over in America, over in American Adventure. And then number 1 in Norway, you can kind of see it from here, right over there, you've got Barn Santa. That's my top 5 list for the things to do here at the Festival of the Holidays here at Epcot at World Showcase. Back to you, Wade.
Thank you, Gared. Merry Christmas to you, and hopefully you are enjoying yourself out there at the Walt Disney World Resort during what is absolutely the busiest time of the year. For anybody that might be going to Walt Disney World or Disneyland here in the next 2 weeks, be advised, these are the times of year where it can be incredibly busy, a little overwhelming, if you will, when it comes to crowds, and can oftentimes become almost a restricted type atmosphere when it comes to how many people are allowed into the individual parks. So if you're heading to the Magic Kingdom for Christmas, recognize that these are the most impactful days when it comes to crowds. Bring your patience. Obviously, as you move into the New Year week, that is also something where a lot of people visit both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Bring your patience and expect that if you're going to be going, go early and go all day. Don't leave the park you're going to want to stick around. Those are some insider tips for you from all of us here at Kingdom Report Live. Up next, Christine Evans with her heartfelt Frozen 2 inspired original song. Stay where you are. Kingdom Report Live continues straight ahead.
Hey Kingdom team, do you need more magic in your life? We understand, which is why we connect you to more of what makes you happy 3 times a week. Catch our theme park coverage, vlogs, and reviews every Tuesday and Thursday. And experience the Kingdom Report Live, streaming every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. That's new content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, crafted with you in mind. Don't miss out. Be sure to subscribe and activate notifications at The Kingdom Report on YouTube. And catch every update throughout the week at Kingdom Report Live on social media. See you there!
I can feel the dark. You are not the same. I could close my eyes, but I am not afraid. I know you are strong, with power all your own. But Elsa, can't you see? You are not alone. I go where you go, and on the dark side I will be stronger than the storm. If I could be the one to stand and chase the dark away, I would travel every road. Always I go where you go. I can hear the call, the whisper of a voice. This is who I am, but you still have a choice. I know I seem strong, but deep inside I'm scared. 'Cause you are all I've got, but I am better when you're there. I go where you go, and on the dark side I will be stronger than the storm. If I could be the one to stand and chase the dark away, I would travel every road. Always I go where you go. I know we'll get through the storm. We are strongest two, will light the dark and rise above to defend the home we love. I am brave now because I go where you go, and on the dark side I will be stronger than the storm. If I could be the one to stand and chase the dark away, I would travel every road. Always I go where you go.
Absolutely fantastic, angelic even. Thank you for that.
Thanks so much.
A beautiful rendition of something that obviously comes out of your mind, and a beautiful, touching story that is Frozen 2. To have something like that be created sort of in honor of such a film is really impactful. And I think that more often than not, people don't give enough credit to individuals that come up with original songs based on something. And your ingenuity and creativity to come up with something like that not only is impressive, but I got to tell you, you feel sort of your emotion put into this. You feel that power in your voice. You feel that power in your understanding of this story. Tell me a little bit about this song. It seems like you're connected to these characters somehow. I mean, that's how it comes off. It feels like you're a part of this family from Arendelle. Tell me a little bit more about this song.
I appreciate that. That's definitely the greatest compliment to a songwriter. I just love in Frozen the connection between Anna and Elsa. I think that's really what makes that story so special. And so I saw an opportunity in Frozen 2, as they're about to embark on this adventure, there's this moment where, Elsa says, like, this is my calling, like, I'm going on my own, but Anna says, like, no, I'm going with you. I know that you have the power, and I know this is dangerous, and I don't have the powers you have, but I have a different kind of strength that I believe also protects you. And that just really moved me, and so I wanted to have a song that would really represent that moment and that emotion.
Wow. Well, I mean, it captivates it perfectly. And when I think about my own musical talents, they don't exist. But I'm always in awe of people that not only can play an instrument really well, but then on top of it, they can bring their creativity and they can bring their natural talent of being able to sing something all together to sort of create this sort of woven gift that we just received from you. So thank you for bringing your talent, skills, and your creativity to our show to be able to share that with everybody that happens to tune in to our broadcast. It means an awful lot.
Thank you for having me. It's been really fun.
Well, tell me, where can our audience find out more about you and your music?
Yes, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel where I have new Disney-inspired videos every month. It's at youtube.com/thesoundofmagic. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the same handle. So
very good. Yeah. Well, what's next for The Sound of Magic? Do you have any ideas as to what's coming?
Yes. So in the new year, I think I really wanted to start us with a song that was just pure joy and happiness. And so I've been working on a song inspired by the one and only Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, how about that? Very nice. By the character or by a film?
By the character, and there's a lot of different Winnie the Pooh films that have been created, the animation, and then there's some of the more recent live action ones. But the song, it kind of carries that spirit of whimsy and play and adventure. I think that really is encapsulated in a lot of the different Winnie the Pooh stories.
Do you have a favorite film of the Pooh franchise? Were you able to see Christopher Robin?
I was. I thought it was
special.
fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, really emotional.
Yes.
Like, don't lose your childhood is really what I got from that. But do you have a favorite Pooh film or anything that has inspired you over time?
I think the recent live action ones, like Christopher Robin, are my favorites. They really help to, bring to light the context and the background about, the story and who the Pooh character is and Christopher Robin. And I love that whole idea of, not losing your childhood, and that imagination and play and fantasy resonates with me.
Well, I can't wait to see and hear from you next, and definitely to check out not only The Sound of Magic, but all else that you will be creating and weaving in and out when it comes to not only your beautiful music, but your raw natural talent. It means a lot to have you with us, and means a lot to have you join us on our Christmas special.
Yes.
Made it extra
wonderful.
special. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Well, very good. Don't you dare miss out on The Sound of Magic. You must go subscribe. You must make sure that you follow Christine Evans. She has some incredible songs already out and some videos to go along with them that kind of support the music. So highly encourage you to check that out and let that be a part of your holiday week. Well, speaking of the holiday week, that about wraps it up for us. We will be back with you January the 4th. Unfortunately, we'll be back with you next week. It is Christmas and on into New Year's, so we appreciate all that you have done for us this 2019. We can't wait to try and outdo that for you in 2020. We're looking forward to making some magic and to covering Disney parks from coast to coast for you in the new year. Don't you miss a thing when we return January the 4th. That'll be Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. My friends, it has been a lot of fun. Wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and don't forget, the legacy of Walt Disney, it lives on because of people like you, me, and Christine Evans. We'll see you next time.